Well, good morning. Welcome back. I'm obviously out birding again, and today I'm at Budby South Forest, RSPB Reserve on the edge of Sherwood Forest in Nottinghamshire. Been here many times before. It's kind of on the edge of the village where I live, so it's very easily accessible. Birds are very active this morning. It's about 7 o'clock Sunday morning, very, very sunshiny, very bright, fairly mild. It's probably about 7 or 8 degrees at the minute. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some decent photos and hopefully some video as well. I've kind of set myself a loose target of trying to capture a stone chat today. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know, but I like to have a little sort of goal in mind when I come out. So come along with me and see what we end up with. Fingers crossed, as always. So I've set up here, purely speculative, but in front of me now I've got a little bit of everything. I've got young silver birch trees, I've got young oak trees, heather, brambles, fir trees. There's a bit of everything going on. I've just had merlin going. I can hear garden warbler, willow warbler, tree pipit, which would be nice. I had my first tree pipit here last week, not at this spot, but that was a lifer for me. Never had a tree pipit before. So I've just set the camera up and I'm just waiting to see what comes. Now, that might be absolutely nothing. And there could be many reasons for that. But what I'm trying to do is learn. I'm trying to learn fieldcraft, basically. As I've said before on these little vlogs, I've been bird watching all my life, and I thought this whole bird photography game was going to be easy, because I've spent years and years walking around nature reserves, RSPB reserves, etc., just with a pair of binoculars. Oh, there's a bird. Have a quick look at it, make a note of it, and walk on. But it's a totally different game when you're trying to photograph them. And rather than just walking around hoping that something's going to jump out in a tree in front of you, it seems that if you want to get the good shots, the good video, and see the more unusual birds, you need to be working for it. You need to be thinking about where they're going to be, what type of habitat do they live in, where can I find them, and how can I get to them without disturbing the birds, without disturbing the ground that you're walking on, etc., etc. And it's all about fieldcraft. Now, I might not get any photographs today, but what I will get is knowledge. I will learn that either this place, this particular spot is no good, maybe I'm in the wrong position, maybe my clothing's not adequate, something, I'll learn something from it. I'd much rather do that and learn as I go, rather than going onto a Facebook group or a forum and saying, oh, please can somebody tell me where the hot spots are to go and get all the birds, because I'm not learning then. I want to learn this for myself. So today I've come up off one of the main paths. Obviously I'm very, very aware of ground nesting birds at this time of year, so I wouldn't ever go just trudging off into the Bondu, but away from the sort of footpaths there are lesser trodden paths, whether they've been made by people or deer or whatever, but they are clearly trodden paths. So I've followed one of those up pretty much as far as it'll go. It looks like it ends just in front of me here, and I've followed one of those up, so I'm away from the dog walkers and the general public. There's not that many people here at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, but it's worth just trying to get away from the main footpaths, I think. And we'll see what comes. I might get nothing today. I might get the shot of my life. Who knows? That's the game. But what I will have done is learnt a bit more. Every time I come out, I'm learning a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And it's going to be a long process, I think. Be nice to get some good photos though. So that there is a tree pipit. Now I saw one for the very first time last week, and I've been standing here with this one for about the last 5 minutes, maybe more. Really chuffed. Tree pipit sitting in the top of this bush here, singing his head off. He's been here I've been standing here for about 5 minutes watching him. I've got some video, I've taken loads of photos, so I just really hope that some come out. I hadn't seen a tree pipit, I probably had, but I hadn't ever knowingly seen a tree pipit until last week in this reserve, and then I've come back today and hopefully got some great photos of it. If I get nothing else today, I'm happy. Well happy. Well, that was really good. I had a good 5 or 10 minutes with that tree pipit. That was fantastic. And if that's all I come out with today, then I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy. That's the only thing I've taken a photograph of, really, other than a blue tit and a pair of robins that were mating, which was really cool, but they were quite hidden by the undergrowth. I'm not really sure how well the photos will come out, or the video for that matter. But if that's no good, or all I get is that tree pipit, I am very, very happy with that. I could hear it, and I knew it was very, very close. But when I came into view of it, it saw me and startled. It did its typical pipit sort of flight, sort of flapped its wings really hard and went high up, and then sort of dropped back down into in the next tree over, which was a little bit too far away. But I thought a lot of birds do return to the same spot when they're calling. So I thought I'll just set up and wait. So I just stopped, and as I was just getting into position, it went up again and flew back to where I'd originally seen it, which was where you've just seen the photographs. So my initial reaction was, all I want from here is some footage of some kind, photo, a record shot and a bit of video. So I got that, but you'll see from some of the images, the back half of it was obscured by a branch or a twig. But the priority was getting the shot. Once I'd got the shots, the record shots and the record video, I then took a chance on moving the tripod a little bit and trying to get a better angle, which I think I got. The bird's nicely framed between two sort of taller branches either side of him, with a clear sky behind, and hopefully a little bit of bokeh from a tree that's off in the distance behind him. So yeah, well chuffed with that. And if that's all I come away with, then I'm really happy with that. Talking earlier about learning fieldcraft and stuff, interestingly, I got absolutely nothing from being off the beaten track. There were lots of birds around me, but nothing was coming close. So I changed my approach a little bit and thought, well, maybe where I'm standing, the birds, I could hear them all, they were all there, but I just couldn't see any of them. And then I was thinking, well, excuse me while I put this down carefully. But then I was thinking, well, maybe I'm doing this the wrong way around. Maybe it's the fact that I'm here and they can obviously see me. I mean, I've got some camo on and my lens is camoed up and all the rest of it, but you know, ultimately I'm a 6'3" piece of human stuff standing in the middle of where the birds normally live. So I kind of started to think, well, maybe I'm doing this wrong. This being a nature reserve, the footpaths, the birds are used to people walking down the footpaths. They're used to seeing people within a few feet of them. So I thought, well, I'll come and have a wander around and see what I can get on the main track. And it's paid off. It's paid off. But again, that fieldcraft thing. So what I learned there was that, yes, the bird flew off, but don't give up straight away. Just wait, because it might well come back. And obviously in that case it has. And just sat there quite happily. It kind of knew I was there. It kept looking at me. But it was quite comfortable. I wasn't getting in its way. And then to get the record shots initially and some footage, but then, so I'm not going to, if I am going to scare it away, at least I've got some record of the encounter first, and then take the chance on relocating. It was only a few feet. I had to move about 4 or 5 feet to get the better angle, but it spooked him. I could see him sort of looking and twitching, and I thought he was going to fly, but I think I just managed to sort of get the tripod down and settle just in time. So yeah, that was a good experience. I really, really enjoyed that. That was fantastic. I just really hope these photos have come out well, because you just never know, do you? But they look good. They look good on the back of the camera, so fingers crossed. Yeah, that's been brilliant. I am happy. If I go home with nothing else this morning, I'm happy with that. Well chuffed. So that's a nice little bonus. Roe deer, 2 of. Sounded very military, didn't it? 2 roe deer. A pair of roe deer just came out of the heath. They're coming over here. Just caught them at the corner of my eye, so I've just tracked them going across the heath. They're a fair way out, but I've just watched them walk across in front of me. I've got some video. I may have a couple of photos. They're very far off, and also we've got an awful lot of heat haze this morning as well. So the photos may not come out, but they've just walked right across the heath over towards the main footpath over there. So I'm hanging around for a little bit, because there's a good chance if anybody comes down the path that way, they may scare and come back this way. So I'll hang around for a little while. In other news, Merlin. I just sort of, now and again when I'm standing around, I just open Merlin just to see what's about. And I could hear a yellowhammer, and then Merlin has just also flagged up a woodlark. Now that would be something pretty special, because that is an out and out lifer for me. And what's that just landed on there? It's gone. No, it hasn't. That's a stone chat. That's a female stone chat. Where's she going? Okay, gotta go. Well, that was funny. So, there is a female stone chat hopping around on the heather in front of me. She's too far off at the minute. I can't get a photograph of her, especially not with this heat haze. But the 2 roe deer that went over to the path, and I said, I'm not going to go anywhere because if somebody comes onto that path, they may scare and come back over this way. So I called it, and they did. They came galloping, the pair of them, straight towards me, and I mean literally straight towards me. If you can see behind me, there's this oak tree here. They came under that tree straight at me towards where I'm standing behind the camera, to the point where I was fumbling like hell with the camera, trying desperately to get focused and set it. I was a mess. I was a jiggering mess. But literally they were coming that hard and fast. I had to make myself known. I literally had to say hello, and they saw me. I think they were going to jump the fence straight at me. So they literally turned about 6 foot in front of the fence where I'm standing here. So the fieldcraft worked, but my camera skills didn't work, and also I nearly got decapitated by a roe deer, which would have been an interesting end to the day. Oh, that was brilliant. That was absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I didn't get any photo or video of it, so, you know. No, that was funny. That was funny. The woodlark is still, Merlin does repeatedly keep picking up a woodlark. It's a long way away. It's a long way away. It's way off over there somewhere. So the chances of me seeing it are really slim. I've got another tree pipit up here now, but he's silhouetted against the sun, so there's no chance of any photos from there, but I'm happy with that. I'm going to have to start heading for home in a minute, I think. I've been out since about 7 and it's now 10 o'clock, so I'm going to have to start heading for home. I've got things to do later on today. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the tree pipit. That's enough. And if I don't get anything else on the way back, so be it. So be it. Those deer, man. That was brilliant. There's a willow warbler in that tree behind me. I'm almost back at the car. The car's literally just about 100 yards that way. But I heard him calling. I thought I'd have 5 minutes, just see if I can possibly get a photograph. But he's pretty well hidden. So that's it. That's it for today. Not a great deal happening, but a lot has happened at the same time. So, you know, I haven't ticked off a lot of numbers. I haven't photographed a lot of different species, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And you know what? The more I go into this wildlife birdie photography type thing, the more I'm kind of accepting that. I kind of went out initially with the thought that I had to come back with, 300 different species every time I turned the camera on, but I'm getting more resigned to the fact now that I'd rather get one good image than several bad ones. And there's that willow warbler up in the top of the tree, so it'll not be a great photograph, but I might just get some footage of it before I go home. So I will leave you with that. Thanks very much for joining me, people, and hopefully I will catch you again very, very soon. Cheers now, take care, bye bye.